Hare Kṛṣṇa. Because the process of chanting Hare Kṛṣṇa is so consequential, everything that we do, especially as humans, has consequences. There's a sequence that takes place when we enact anything, say any word, think any thought, perform any action, any work. There's a consequence. There's a sequence that unfolds. The most important of all consequences come from the chanting of the holy name. Another point is that if we don't do anything else right in our life, if we don't do it perfectly, if we concentrate all our disciplined energy in chanting good rounds, then everything else will go right. Because by chanting good rounds, then everything else self-aligns. Because as Prabhupada writes in one of his purports, by chanting the mantra, that all the energies are synchronized in one place. And finally, it feels so good to chant because, first of all, it's perfect alignment, which, in other words, in the vernacular, we're doing the right thing. And it's also ācāryaopāsanā, because as we heard, the great sages, the great devotees, they chant Hare Kṛṣṇa. And not only that, we got instructions directly from Lord Caitanya and then through the disciplic succession, under whom, Śrīla Prabhupāda, we've taken shelter to chant in a particular way and to finish a particular number. This is numerical strength. And by doing it regularly, we get this ācāryaopāsanā, worship of the Ācārya. And so everything good comes from the chanting of the holy name. How did it go for the last session? And was there any thoughts about the verses we read or the part about focusing on the syllables of the holy name when you were chanting?
Hare Kṛṣṇa, Guru Maharaj.
Hare Kṛṣṇa, Devavrata.
I was just thinking of like a sankalpa while I was chanting. I was thinking, my dear Lord, if you so desire, please help me change my heart so I can desire to be enjoyed by you. And lining all my energies with that, beginning with chanting.
That's a nice sankalpa. And actually, I thought of it after we started chanting, how important it is to set a sankalpa and lean into it when you're chanting. It gives you something really to focus on. Thank you for sharing that with us, Devavrata Prabhu.
Hare Krishna, Prabhu.
Yes, Hare Kṛṣṇa.
Prabhu, I think the sound, the music that plays in the background is really nice because ear wants to hear something, nice. So that background really helps me to get more focused on chanting. Thanks.
Prabhupada told us it was auspicious. And when we first came to Mayapur, there was a live Shania band there. Prabhupada asked the devotees to hire a band, and they would sit there in the morning times and in the evening. There were, I think, four devotees, 4 people, that came the little band, and they would just play. And they'd sit at the gate of the Mayapur, and you could hear them everywhere. So later on, it became a tape. But Prabhupada liked it very much. He said it was very auspicious. So those sounds were authorized by Prabhupada.
Yeah, mostly, Prabhu, I used to hear those during marriage ceremonies, but still, I mean, it's very nice.
You can get married to the holy name. Okay, let's see what else.
Hare Kṛṣṇa, Prabhu.
Hare Kṛṣṇa.
The one point that struck me was you said that even though we don't do everything else right, which we cannot do in this world anyways, but if we do our rounds properly, then everything will align, because that gives me confidence that like sometimes we get confused and we may not know what's right in the material sense. But then we may chant and we may feel that, oh, I'm chanting, but what else? But this gives me more confidence that just more focus on chanting, then everything else would follow. That's a real motivation and encouragement. and inspiration.
Yeah, it's the one discipline that will affect all others in the most profound way. When we were at Sadhu Sangha one year, I was thinking about, when I was chanting, about this phrase, from good to great, as there's a book about corporations that are not just good, but they're great. But I was thinking, just go from great to good. In other words, trying to be great, and then the expectations are always below, and just like try to chant really good rounds. Go from great to good. Be a good devotee, chant good rounds, and everything else follows. Thank you.
Hare
Hare
Kṛṣṇa, Maharaj. Chandrakana.
Hare Krishna.
After Shankarananda Prabhu.
Maharaj, please go ahead. I'll go with it.
You
No,
all are so
Prabhu, I
nice.
insist.
What a nice
I
assemblage
insist.
of devotees.
I insist, Prabhu. Please go ahead.
Okay, so I was actually reading some letter from Śrīla Prabhupāda, and he was writing to some devotees. It's so relevant to today's in modern context, the times that we are going through. So Prabhupada said, this material world is an infection, is a place of pandemic. And the Holy Name of the Lord is like a vaccination. So if you have that vaccination, you can go carefree everywhere in this world. So there was such a wonderful, relevance that we can relate to today's day and age, especially in this pandemic times. So this whole creation is actually a pandemic place, but person who has the vaccination actually remains carefree in this world.
May I continue the metaphor just a little bit? Also, once Prabhupada got a letter from someone who said, but Prabhupada, Maya is so strong. And he said, it's not that Maya is so strong. He said that you're weak. Your intention is weak. And he said, if you strengthen yourself, it's like he compared it to the immune system. By the way, I'm not saying anything against vaccinations. If they bring one, I'm taking it. But what I'm saying is that he said that keep your immune system strong. He was talking about regular health, and then you won't fall sick. And so in a similar way, if you keep your rounds really strong, then Maya doesn't seem so strong. It's our defense. Our defense systems are up. Thank you, Shankaranand Prabhu. Shraddha.
Hare Krishna, Guru Maharaj, Dandavat Pranam, Jai Prabhupada. I was going to say something, but I'm encouraged to by what I heard from Shankaranand Prabhu, and I'll try to connect what I was thinking. So I had a friend who had suffered multiple heart attacks, and so the doctors had given him a tiny pill. It was a very tiny pill that he was supposed to keep in his pocket all the time, so that whenever he felt it coming, he could just put it underneath his tongue, and it would have immediate effect on him. And so I was thinking that when he said that the holy name is portable, and then when Shankarananda Prabhu said that, it's a disease and this is the medicine for that, I was thinking that Krishna has made such nice arrangements that, we have a medicine and it is portable. You can just put it with you and take it with you anywhere that you're wherever you're going. You don't have to think about that I'm on a plane or that, I'm in the bathroom or wherever I am. I can just chant the holy names of the Lord.
Nice. And you cannot overdose. See, a problem with regular drugs. Huey Lewis said it in the 1980s. I need a new drug. He wanted, everyone was taking drugs, he said, but there's too many side effects. So this is the perfect drug because you can take as much as you like, and the effects just keep getting better and better. It's not that there's diminishing returns or that you die from it or anything like that. Only your material existence dies. One more. Hare Krishna.
So we're learning about cell communication in one of my classes. And one of the key things that happens with the cell is that in order for it to create a response, it starts like the process within itself. So it produces a signal, and then it can also combine with another cell and the receptor, and then it becomes one cell. So I was thinking just like how with Japa, when we start chanting for ourselves, and then the process within ourselves starts like we start getting purified, and also taking the association of others, it can help us advance our Japa and be more inspired.
10 points on that one, Monisha. I love those kind of metaphors. Right, fresh, hot off the presses from your own studies and realization. I like that a lot. Yeah, there's a systemic effect within ourselves. It's so amazing that if you do noti suritsatam, as Krishna's there within the heart of our hearts, and when we chant, then he activates everything. He purifies our hearts, takes away anartas and so forth. I want to go back to what Devavrata Prabhu said in the beginning about identifying an anarta. And I was thinking how when you identify anartas, that's the first step in eliminating them, overcoming them, because the more specific you are about saying, okay, it's this thing, I know what it is. The tendency is to ignore them because like, I don't want to give it up. So I'll just make it generalized. And if I'm specific and I say, Krishna, this is the thing, I can describe exactly what it is. And now I'm going to chant, and please save me so that I can serve you better. Now I'm going to read a couple more verses from the Namashtakam from Rupa Goswami. Agadamana Yashodanandanao Nandasuno Kamalanayana Gopi Chandra Vrindavanindra Pranata Karuna Krishna Ityaneka Swarupe Twai Mamaratiruchar Vardatam Namadeya. O holy name, you have many forms such as Agadamana, crusher of Aghasura, Yashodanandana, darling child of Yashoda, Nandasuno, son of Nanda, Kamalanayana, lotus-eyed one, Gopi Chandra, moon of the gopis, Vrindavanindra, king of Vrindavan, Pranata Karuna, he who is merciful to the surrendered souls, and Krishna, I pray that my love for you in your many forms may greatly increase. Vachyam vachakamityudeti bhavato nama swarupa dvayam purvasmat parameva hanta karunam tatrapi jani mahe yastasmin vihita parabda nivaha prani samantad bhaved asyenedam upasya supihi saranandam buddhau majjati. O holy name, you manifest two forms, the supreme person you designate and the sound vibration that designates. We know that the second form is more merciful than the first because even if a person offends your first form in many ways, you plunge him into an ocean of transcendental bliss if he serves your second form with his voice. Sudashita janarti rashaye ramya chitghana sukha swarupine nama gokula mahotsavayate krishna purna vapushe namo namaha. O holy name, you destroy the many sufferings of those who take shelter of you. You are the very form of concentrated spiritual bliss, a festival of happiness for Gokula, and the perfect and complete form of Lord Krishna. Again and again, I bow to you. Narda vino jivana sudhormi niryasamaduri pura Tvam Krishna nama kamam spurame rasane rasina sada. O enlivener of Krishna's vina, O flood of the waves of sweet nectar, O holy name of Lord Krishna, please forever manifest on my tongue with all your nectarian sweetness. Shri Harinam Prabhu Ki Jai. Naimisharanya Prabhu, one of your boys wanted to make a point.
Hare Kṛṣṇa.
Hare Kṛṣṇa.
Hare Kṛṣṇa.
Whenever I closed my eyes when I was doing Japa, it felt like I was sitting in a different part. Like Golok Vrindavan.
You were transported to Goloka? You felt like you were in Goloka?
Yeah.
That's very good. That's a good sign. And really that's the reality. The holy name and Goloka Vrindavan are the same. There's no difference. Thank you for sharing your experience. That was really beautiful. Since I don't think we can top that. we'll end our Japa session, and we'll rejoin for Bhagavad Gita starting at 20 minutes after. Thank you, everybody, for joining Make Japa Great Again, and go from great to good. Do good Japa and solve all the problems of life and help everybody on the planet. I think people need the holy name and prasadam and books more than ever before, don't they? Devavrata, what is your opinion?
Absolutely.
Yeah. I think everyone took a wrong turn somewhere in Kali Yuga and forgot what the purpose of life was. And I mean, just a little reminder that, we're all spiritual beings, and the main purpose of life really is to develop love for God. And there's nothing wrong with having good qualities. What's wrong with having forgiveness and compassion and developing love for God? I mean, it's a simple message. It's universal. And I think people are really ready for it. So we have a lot of service, and we've got the holy name, and we've got shelter under the parampara. So we could just lean into it. No harm in that, right? Just lean into it. Thank you very much. Gaur Premanande Haribol.